Okay. So it's like 3:28 in the morning. Ooh. This is crazy. Like, I'm like super hungry. I'm like super hungry at 3 something in the morning. And then I just feel dirty. Like I gotta wash up. Oh, oh my god. I'm so hungry. What is happening to me? What is happening? Should we do a reading? It's not about me. Okay, so I have to eat something in order to detach my energy. So I'm about to eat something real quick at 3 in the morning. Okay, so um I might be in union. I think if I can't even, child, it doesn't feel like I'm in union, but I think I'm in union. So I could be wrong. But I just keep smelling pussy. I don't know if somebody is thinking about pussy. I don't know if I'm experiencing somebody else, if there's a man and he's smelling another woman's pussy. It smells like pussy though. Okay? Of course, I know that it is my own. But I'm saying that it's a reflected reality. You know, like I'm noticing more of my smell because there is somebody that is connecting to me or I am connecting to who obviously they're enjoying it. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Well, my thing is most of the time I sleep naked. Then I be scratching myself in my sleep. So, last night I slept with no bottoms. So sometimes it gets sweaty between my legs and stuff. So I'll scratch my inner thighs and stuff like that. But because I don't have no underwear on. Well, I be scratching my vagina too sometimes around the edges when it's sweaty. So that's why I'm saying I can understand why I smell myself. But it's kind of like, I don't know. It's giving me very instinctive. This is why, like, I know a lot of people don't take this serious, but for a lot of women, it's kind of like, for one, men are very instinctive. It doesn't matter man or woman, but men are, you know, it seems like they're a little more in touch and accepting of their animalistic nature, you know. Um, so, you know, when we deal with instinct, we're dealing with heightening of the senses. Okay. So, you know, DNA is very important because, okay, with me comparing men and their instincts, you know, if he smells you, your smell is locked in his mind. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know. I want to say, I want to say it's kind of like he can pull from your energy in that way too. You know what I mean? Especially if he obsesses, because, you know, the vagina is, there is a hormonal release. You know, just like when cats, they spray, this is their territory. Wherever they spray at, wherever dogs pee at, it is their territory. You know, and what do they do to identify territory? They sniff around. Okay? My stuff burning, hold on. I feel like I should just be enjoying myself and just eat freely without worrying about what time it is. You know? But life has been good in this way for a while. You know? I know I need to manage my weight better, but I don't know where these cravings be. Well, yeah, I do know where they be coming from. But anyway, I'm trying to work out things in my head. But getting back to the situation at hand, you know, I've been picking up on a lot of things like sexually. I think sexuality in general. You know, I started taking these vitamins. It's women's wellness vitamins for your vagina. So, you know, I have been experiencing a lot of things, you know. But anyway, when I was telling you about men can pick up your scent and they can record it in their head. You know what I'm saying? That's why too, a lot of the time, sometimes a woman, it's your body, especially your vagina, because it's very sensitive, it will react. It will react, it will respond. Right? So just like for some women, if the wind touch you, you get wet. If you laugh, if you cough, it's like, you know, the pressure from the cough or the laugh, you know, you push out secretion. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the shit always be wet. So you have to, you need them cotton drawers, baby. You know, and sometimes when your body wants to reject a man or whoever, sometimes your body will give off a smell. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like, we don't want him. We don't want him. Okay? You gotta listen to your body. So, you know, I feel a lot better. Oh, I got ranch on my cover. I gotta wash it. God damn. I want no sticky ass covers. Okay, so I feel a lot better now. I want a soda, but I'm cutting back on the soda. Ooh, my God. I'm an emotional eater. It's kind of like I eat to suppress my desires. Or, I will eat in order to cope with not being able to have my desires. Desire is so strong. Ooh. So sometimes, I don't know if most women notice, but the vagina can be very mysterious, because even after you come out of the shower, well, if you come out of the shower, it shouldn't be a strong odor. I think if there is a woman I'm connecting to, it's kind of like you're not in touch with yourself intimately. Like, girl, you supposed to have a smell. Every woman has a smell. Like pussy be smelling like pussy, but we all have kind of like a distinct smell. So because I kind of pick up this woman, it's like she's trying to kill herself with getting rid of her vagina odor. You know what I'm saying? But it smell like pussy. It don't stink. What's wrong with her? It's kind of immature. It's like sexual immaturity. So when we're sexually immature, it's you definitely not tapping into the raw essence of of the human body. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but it's been times in history to where I done came back from the gym. I've been working all day, and I'm just like because I know my inner thighs been sweating. I know the crease within my with my thighs, that crease with the thighs and the vagina. I know that shit musty. Like, no, I'm trying to tell you, like, men don't be caring. So it's like, why is she putting so much pressure on herself about her natural feminine odor? And my thing is that if a man is trying to make you feel some type of way about yourself about that, he's sexually immature too. I'm trying to tell you, like, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that because, for one, that's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because some men, now my thing, it's not healthy to put your mouth down there when somebody bleeding. I don't think that that's healthy. Okay? But some men be trying to some men be wanting sex with a woman on her period. You know what I'm saying? In my experience, when you love somebody, just like when it comes to a woman, when it comes to a woman with men, men be worried about their size, right? When somebody loves you, they don't care about that. They don't care about it. You see what I'm saying? It's I don't know. It's like in the morning time when you wake up and you roll over and you kiss somebody. You don't have the best breath, but they love you. It don't matter. They don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? When you love somebody, it's like the little the little shit you don't care about when you're with someone and they're nitpicking about everything. If they're uncomfortable all the time with who they are and feeling like they have to be like perfect all the time, that shit is under development. When you get older, you look past shit. Especially when you love somebody. Like, you're not gonna sit there and watch them be inconsistent and not washing their ass. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like the little shit you don't really worry about. I don't know. It'd be a lot of men that be worried about like their penis size. The average man's penis is anywhere from 5 to 6 inches, 6.5 inches. Okay, when you start going to 7 and up, that's sometimes get a little uncomfortable around those inches. Okay, but between 5 and like 6 inches, like, that's normal. And my thing is that it's not about what you have, it's about what you do with it. Because I done had some big hitters, and I'm just like, they don't be steering the plane right. But then I had some little jets, and I mean, they was hitting on something. But I've had little jets that won't hitting on nothing. And I have had big planes that be hitting on something. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just, it's something, it's like it's about to irritate me because it's so childish. It's so childish. It's like making me bite down on my teeth. It's so annoying. I don't know what it is. I do pick up that somebody is sexually immature. Well, I don't know. If my thing is that if you're older, I could tell your love life sucks. If you're younger, then it's kind of like, okay, you have some growing to do, The more compassionate you become, the more understanding you become. Me personally, I worked in healthcare for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking care of people. I'm having to deal with the most, intimate routine that everybody has. I'm helping people go to the bathroom. I had to wipe them. They wear diapers or Depends. I gotta wipe that up. I gotta clean that up. I gotta brush their teeth. Like, I gotta look in their mouth all the time, like, really get that out. It's very personal. It's very intimate. So, of course, when it comes to me, there's a lot of stuff that don't bother me that I can just overlook. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I can't even say, if I wasn't in the healthcare field, I can't even say that I would have this perception, because I got in the healthcare field at 17. I became a CNA at 17 years old. I believe I was a CNA from 17 to 26, 27. So, in my early adulthood, I'm sitting up here, I'm around seniors all the time. Then a lot of the women that I work with are way older than me too. and I'm hanging out with them after work, outside of work. You know what I mean? So it's just certain shit. I mean, I don't know. It's just like I said. If I wasn't in healthcare, I don't know if I would be as, mature or understanding about it as I am. I don't know. Cause I'm the type of person, you better lock the bathroom door. Cause if you in that bathroom taking a shit and I got something to talk to you about, I'm coming in there. I'm not gonna be worried about how your shit smells if I have something important to say or talk about. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. What are the messages? What are the messages for whomever may concern? What are the messages? I mean, I'm just not understanding, because I really feel like it's more so of a woman. But my thing is that usually men guide women into, the more... I don't know. Usually men be guiding women into that, that animalistic instinct. I mean, because it's usually always the man that, I don't know, because if they're taking control and they're leading the situation, it's kind of like, well, then you just got to follow up, like, so I never had my ass licked before, right? I mean, I have, but before I had it licked, I never had it licked before. And I never necessarily wanted anything like that neither. But, the guy was down there and he just decided to start doing it. And at first, I was uncomfortable, because I'm just like, I'm thinking about what come out, and I'm just like, I know, like, I don't know. I was just, because I be in my head, you know what I mean? Especially when I'm laying on my back during sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes my mind can wander off, So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I wonder what made him do that, like, I don't know. I be sitting there, I'm like, how does that shit taste? Like, what is it? I'm just sitting there asking all these questions in my head, And then, I'm very intuitive. So I can pick up when somebody loves doing something and when they don't. If they don't love doing it, they're not going to be good at it. So it's kind of like, why are you trying to come outside of the box when you really don't want to do the shit? You know what I'm saying? In the first place. I mean, I don't know. There's something here. Somebody is just like sexually immature. If it's a man, this man needs guidance on how to please a woman. I pick up from this man, it's kind of like he's been very prideful for years about pleasing women, and it's kind of like women really don't like how he do what he do. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a struggle. And it's so much work that he has to put in to get an orgasm from a woman, because he's not willing to take the direction from a woman. Okay, so that's kind of like his past sexual history. So now he's gotten to a point to where he's not as egotistical sexually. Now he's where he's at, and he's struggling with trying to please a woman. And it's like he got too much pride to ask. He doesn't mind if she tells him or if she shows him, but you know, he's trying to come off like he know. It's kind of like, I don't know, I've met men like that, to where it's like they're too prideful to take direction. That makes absolutely no sense, because you're not pleasing anybody. You're just trying to fool yourself. You know what I'm saying? Every woman's body is not the same, and you're not out here pleasing every woman the same. That's not how it works. But when a man is sexually immature, he think that he know everything. And then he's sitting up there, his self-esteem is being eaten away, because the truth is that he know he's not pleasing motherfuckers. But it's kind of like his ego will not allow him to submit or to surrender to the fact that he wants guidance. He needs guidance as to how to please a woman. That's a form of immaturity. Whatever. I can't believe we're waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning to have a discussion about sex. God. Okay. So the truth came out about somebody, or they received some type of truth. It didn't really make them happy, so therefore they're not making a move. So it just kind of feels like their emotions are dictating their actions. They're not happy, so they're not moving. Okay, in the position of your crown, you have the intellect card. Then you have the Ten of Swords. So in the same reading, you have an ending and a new beginning. What is going on here? Okay, so you have defeat, you have jealousy, then you have eternity. So it's kind of like if individuals wanted to humiliate you, they were not able to do that. You know, so this created a mental defeat on your part. Okay, so individuals may have been behind the scenes, like really planning some shit, really planning to humiliate you or drag you in some kind of way. They weren't able to do it, so now they feel defeated. Okay. You got the High Priestess here. So it's kind of like intuitively, you know. And maybe, you know, when you have high intuition, people are always trying to make you think and feel like you don't have intuition. Like intuition is not real and it doesn't work and all this type of shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is that you saw what they was trying to do. You saw that shit coming. And now they're left to be embarrassed and humiliated because they probably told a lot of people. They probably wanted a lot of people to gather around. They were, I'm telling you, they was loud. They was like, this person think that they know. So these messages must be for a high priestess or a man who's very intuitive. Okay? So it's kind of like, they don't know. That shit is not real. That shit is not true. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And while they're planning, they're probably talking shit behind the scenes, being rude, being nasty. And you cut that shit off with walking away. You knew. And they knew that you knew. And all the people that they were talking to knew that you knew what they were doing too and what they were up to too. So everybody just looked dumb in the situation. Okay? So like they was trying to, like I said, they was trying to humiliate you or defeat you or sacrifice you in some kind of way. It didn't happen. They weren't able to do it. So now they're upset. Okay? You have eternity. So anything that you need to walk away from, you're fine to walk away from it. You're going to be just fine. Your intuition is not just intuition. You are very gifted. You are chosen. You are a gift to humanity. So it's kind of like, how dare these people? They need you. And we leave off here with the jealousy. So this is something that they wanted to do, and they were not able to do it. So they ended up humiliated. So somewhere along the line, they see you continuing your life and moving on, not giving two shits about them, not even talking about what you know about their shenanigans. It's kind of like, you are so above these people. And they know it, and they're very jealous, and they're very triggered, because a part of being a spiritual sacrifice is that you start losing material things, which means that there's a leak in money. People are losing money, cars, homes, houses, whatever. So whatever. In the position of your crown, you have the Ace of Swords. You have the truth. You know the truth. You know that your crown is blessed. Everybody wants your crown. And if they can't have your crown, it's kind of like they want to devalue your crown. But you're not bothered here, because you know the truth. You know a truth that other people don't know. And that is, you have eternity. Okay? Which means that whatever you do, whatever you got going on, nothing is going to get in the way. This is all positive energy. So it's kind of like that lower vibrational shit. They're going to have to carry that shit somewhere else, because it's not going to work with you right now. Because it's kind of like people coming at you with all these swords. And the thing is that motherfuckers, they don't want to cut you. They don't want to stab you. They don't want to hurt you. They just want you to have their sword, and you pull out your own. And you're just like, this is my sword. I have one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your offer. Thank you for your attempt. I have my own. This is mine, and this is my truth. You have your truth. I'm sorry if you don't like your truth and you're trying to give it to me. No. So, so you just, you're dealing with some jealous hate, some jealous people, some haters. They're very negative. The Ace of Swords is clarity. It is honesty. It is the truth. Okay? The polarity of the element of air is positive. Okay? So, you just, positive attracts negative. Okay? So you attract a lot of negative people. You attract a lot of liars. You attract a lot of mentally challenged individuals, or individuals who do not prioritize their mental health, because everything that you are is what these people are not, but they want. And because they see that you are that, they would rather pretend to be that instead of look at you as somebody that can help them actually grow into that instead of faking it, you know? So it's like leadership. You know, you may display a lot of leadership characteristics. So then you have somebody in an authoritative position, you know, and it's kind of like their leadership skills suck, but they see the leadership within you. So instead of trying to work on being a better leader, they try to come up against you in order to feel better about themselves and to feel like they have some power or authority. You know, this is where people get it fucked up at, because it's not about taking down the one. The one is there to help you, you know, to come up against the one that is there. The one is the catalyst. So to come up against that person, it's kind of like it's over. The moment that you set those intentions out and you take action on that, it's already over. So, you know, it's kind of comical. My thing is that maybe, you know, I told you I was picking up somebody's love life sucks. So it's given like a bitter group of older women. It could be some men up in here too, but they all old, bitter, dry the fuck out. They not fucking. They need to get fucked. That's what I'm picking up. You know, and you do not need a man for that. We, as a woman, you can create more happiness for yourself by taking your power, and being in control of you how you feel. Because the way that y'all think, y'all got the wrong idea and y'all very negative. You need to massage that cooch and feel good. You need some of them oxytocin releases. And don't sit around waiting for no man to do it for you. That is one of the powers of a woman. That you do not need a man in that way. Because I'm going to tell you, majority of men need that. Straight men. They can't just go with beating their dick all the time, watching women walking around here. They can't do that. But a woman can. A woman can satisfy herself, be pleased, and be satisfied without a man sexually. So you need to tap in and stop hating. You need to take care of yourself. You know, you all angry and bitter and upset, worried about the next woman and what she doing and what she got going on. That's your problem. You need to focus on your own needs. So anyway, and shit, you know, we was talking about motherfuckers being uptight. It's probably, you know, it's probably this group of women and they're uptight within their sex life because honestly, they just don't feel good enough. They don't feel good enough to have sex. They don't feel good enough to have a man want to please them. You know? So what happens when a woman trades in love and authenticity from a man? All she's looking for is somebody who can pay her bills, somebody who got money, who can take her on trips, who can give her the life that she feel like she missed out on. Maybe because she was raising her children or something. Girl, it's not even about the love no more. It's just about trying to revive some type of youth within yourself. Well, bitch, you need to get laid. You can start there. Shit. So anyway, we're going to end the reading off here. So until next time, we'll talk again.